Hello, everyone. Welcome to Are You Smarter Than a Libertarian? Today, what we're going to talk about is how a libertarian would end the war between Russia and Ukraine. Welcome to this channel. My name is Jeff Metrick, and this is Are You Smarter Than a Libertarian? Today, we're going to tackle the challenging question: how would a libertarian approach an end to the war between Russia and Ukraine? Now, let's break down an alternative version that champions individual liberty, non interventionism, and free markets. Now, let's get the libertarian perspective first. Libertarians believe that heavy government intervention, both at home and abroad, often creates more problems than it solves. We can all agree with that. We value individual freedom, voluntary cooperation, and minimal state involvement. In the context of international conflicts, this means stepping back from forced alliances, NATO, and coercive policies, sanctions, and freezing of assets, and letting the local communities that understand the solution the best actually create the solutions for us. Now, here we go, a step-by-step guide from a libertarian for a plan for peace. Here's how I might propose for ending the war between Russia and Ukraine in a step-by-step, and it's so simple that I can tell a fifth grader this and they'll understand. The first step is an immediate ceasefire. All hostilities end immediately. Without the constant threat of military escalation, all parties can begin negotiations. This pause in hostilities is critical for creating an environment where dialogue can truly flourish. The second step, and this is where we will run into a lot of problems with the European allies in particular, is much of the conflict is driven by external interventions. A libertarian solution requires foreign governments, especially those with interventionist policies, Germany, France, Britain, Poland, pretty much all of Europe, to pull back their military and political support. Removing these influences can lower tension and reduce the incentives for prolonged conflict. And we can step in and say, Russia, pull back as well. Because both sides want a negotiated peace, they just don't really truly want to admit it to themselves yet. Voluntary negotiation and neutral mediation. Next, both Russia and Ukraine should enter into voluntary negotiations. Rather than imposing solutions from the top down, kind of like the US and Russia want to do, a neutral mediator, ideally an international organization that respects national sovereignty without overreaching, and facilitates a dialogue focused on mutual interests. That could be the UN Security Council, because both Russia and the US sit on the councils along with France and Britain and China, so we can have it all sit down and actually just have a conversation, bring Ukraine into the fold. Now, this is the part that a lot of people may find interesting, is the economic incentives and free trade. Economic freedom is a powerful tool. By reducing trade barriers and fostering economic cooperation, both nations can create mutual benefits that make peace more attractive than conflict. Because here is an adage oldest time. I know that's kind of Disney sounding. When prosperity depends on collaboration, war becomes an increasingly costly option. And here's the thing, the people that control the power don't want war to be a costly option. And then the final step, in step 5, is empowering local governance. Finally, decentralized power by empowering local communities. When regions can manage their own affairs and resolve conflicts on a local level, the need for central authority to resort to militaristic solutions diminishes, kind of like NATO. And NATO is very much a military central authority type institution. So we have this bottom-up approach that encourages accountability and sustainable peace. Now, I know what you neocons and hawkish people are going to say is, some critics might say that such a non-interventionist approach is too idealistic or even naive given the complexities of international politics. But history has shown time and again that excessive government intervention often prolongs conflicts and leads to unintended consequences. By stepping back and allowing individuals and local communities, the Donbass region, to take charge, we embrace voluntary cooperation. And that is a cornerstone of the libertarian philosophy that creates lasting organic peace. That's really how you have to do it. Now, in summary, a libertarian approach to the ending of the war between Russia and Ukraine would emphasize an immediate ceasefire, the withdrawal of external interventions, voluntary negotiations with neutral mediation, economic incentives through free trade, and empowering local governments. It's a vision that challenges traditional interventionist Wilsonian policies and seeks to let peace emerge from the bottom up. Now, a good example, we could use Turkey. Let Turkey negotiate because Turkey has both interests in both Russia and Ukraine, and we can do it. Now, thank you for watching. If you found this perspective interesting, hit the like button, subscribe for more thought-provoking content, and leave your comments below. I will respond to all of them. How do you think a libertarian approach could reshape global conflicts and just make the world more peaceful and more prosperous? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have a great day.